What's going on, my little piglets? It's your BFF Pork Chop here, and I'm coming at you with entry number 6 of the June Vlog Challenge 2022, making this June 6th, 2022. Happy D-Day. It is the anniversary of D-Day, where the U.S. soldiers stormed the beaches of Normandy. I'm going to go ahead and pronounce that properly before something happens. And like they say, the rest is history. Stormed the beaches of Normandy, and then pretty much World War II was out of here after that. So I just want to say thank you to all that have served. I appreciate you. You guys are awesome, men and women alike. And I hope that you guys can reminisce about a day where America, baby, #1. So I am exhausted today. I am feeling the repercussions, the aftermath of doing yard work yesterday. As you guys were told yesterday, I was in the yard from like 8 to 5. So it was a full-time job yesterday. And I am definitely sore. When I woke up this morning, it was just my hips were kind of sore. And then as the day progressed, like my thighs started hurting and my knees started hurting. I'm like, okay, here we go. And the train's back. I knew you guys missed the train. The train is back in full-blown blast amazement. Every time I hear that horn, I think it's my cousin Greg. Not Greg. Cousin Doug. His brother is Greg, but my cousin Doug works at the railroad. He's been working on the railroad all the live long day. So every time I hear that, I'm like, shut up, Doug. And I also want to wish a happy birthday to Robert Englund, the GOAT, who is Victor Krill. Krill, I think is how you pronounce it. Victor Krill in the new season of Stranger Things. Obviously, Freddy Krueger and a couple of other amazing characters. Movies like Strangeland and 2001 Maniacs. The Last Showing, if you guys have not seen that, The Last Showing is a B horror movie, but it is a really awesome concept. It's about a movie theater worker, Robert Englund, that pretty much snaps one night and actually traps a couple in a movie theater and tries to make his own little horror movie. And it is actually pretty freaking cool. And also, if you want to hear Robert Englund do a British accent for the entire movie, it is worth its weight in gold, man. You should go watch it. The Last Showing. If you can find it streaming somewhere, cool. If not, I'm sure you can find it. I don't know. Maybe you can find a DVD copy on eBay like I had to do. I think I paid like $6 for it. But it's great nonetheless. And it's just cheesy B horror movie quality, but it is awesome. So go check that out, The Last Showing. And I'm actually a day behind on the polls now because I realized that I forgot to do one on Saturday. I believe I forgot to do the poll. So I'm actually a day behind, which is actually okay because I think I almost skipped a day at one point. So the day that I skipped was the egg one, which I did yesterday. So technically today is could you beat a bear hand to hand in combat? And obviously it was a resounding no. Anybody that said yes, like, I want to get them tested for superpowers because they're definitely Kryptonian, or they have vibranium, or they got Batman's utility belt and tech at their disposal. Because anybody that thinks they can beat a bear hand to hand, I think Russians. I think they come from Russia. Russians know how to beat bears in hand-to-hand combat. Apparently. I'm just joking. That doesn't happen. Or maybe it does. I don't know. I've never been to Russia. The only thing I know about Russia is Vladimir Putin and Chernobyl. And apparently that's where things like vodka and stuff come from. That's all I really know about Russia. Hammer and sickle. And if you're from Russia and you're watching this, which I don't think you guys have access to it. Last time I checked, I think that your resources got tapped with the whole Ukrainian thing. But I didn't mean to go on a tangent about Russia, so sorry, guys. I'm also watching Stranger Things, and the Russians are, obviously reflected to be just bastards and assholes, and they're the bane of America's existence, which also reminds me of like Rocky. I think they kind of took that from Rocky with I must break you. I think technically he was supposed to be Russian, and Dolph Lundgren plays a Russian going up against Rocky, obviously. So, anywho, enough about Russians. I'm actually probably on a watch list right now because I keep saying Russia. At least I'm not going China. But anyway, I haven't done the photo for the day yet. I was actually thinking about probably taking a photo around here or taking a photo of the sunset or something cool. Haven't gotten that far yet. I've been thinking about it all day, and it's just one of those things where it's like you think about it all day, and then before you know it, it's like, oh, the day's almost over, and I didn't do anything about it. So I will take a photo before midnight. That's a guarantee. I already have the next poll up technically for tomorrow, today, what have you. It's a food question, so you guys, my foodies, will definitely get that. And if you guys do the poll, I greatly appreciate it. Speaking of food, I did watch a video today on TikTok that a TikToker went to what did she call it? It's like a vegan McDonald's. It's like McCharlie's or something like that. And obviously the chicken is Impossible meat, and the burger is Impossible meat, and the French fries obviously they're just potatoes. But she says that the Impossible, because it's supposed to be like a knockoff like double quarter pounder or whatever. And she says it was actually pretty good. She said the nuggets were terrible and the fries were terrible, and the only thing that you should go to at that restaurant is the burgers are actually pretty good. So I'll take her word for it. I've never heard of McCharlie's until today, and let's just say I'll just stick with ones that used to moo, if you catch my drift. So, but anyway, if you like vegan stuff, I mean, technically there's a few vegan things that I actually enjoy, but I also like meat, and I obviously my entire life I've been eating meat. So I mean, there's been plenty of stories that I've read about people that were like carnivores, and they ate meat like every square meal of every day, and then out of nowhere they're just like, oh, I'm gonna become a vegan, and then their whole lifestyle changes, and some for the better, some for like, what are you doing with your life? Just eat a Big Mac. It's not that big of a fucking deal. That type of thing. But I almost choked right with that train horn. Well, that was a weird timing thing. It was like right as I inhaled, I choked up, I was spitting, and the train horn. So I guess that's like my for whom the bell tolls. And so definitely prefer a burger over. I tried tofu once back in the Disney, back when my sister was going through her vegan phase. Not to put her on blast though, but my sister was actually a vegan for a little bit, and then she started having health problems. And so she went to the doctor, and the doctor's like, you're not getting enough protein. She's like, well, I've been eating, a lot of beans, and I've been eating a lot of like veggie burgers and stuff like that. And she's like, I don't understand. Like, I'm eating a lot of, nuts for protein and stuff like that. And the doctor's like, you're going to have to start eating meat or you're going to fucking die. So after her doctor's appointment, we went to McDonald's, and she ate a Big Mac and cried. Sorry, not sorry. I still to this day, I think it is freaking hilarious that she took one bite of the Big Mac, and I just saw like a single tear just roll down her cheek, and I'm just like, bruh. And I'm over here like, scarfing mine down and everything like that. I did have a story, speaking of burgers, I did have a story from last night that I forgot to share with y'all. We went to Red Robin for dinner last night, and for those of you that don't know about Red Robin, pretty good burgers. They're like flame broiled burgers. They kind of remind me of like Whoppers at Burger King. They come almost the exact same process, and they have bottomless fries. That's one of their gimmicks. It's one of the ways they get you is you pick one side, and they have a plethora. They have sweet potato fries and steamed broccoli and a bunch of other awesome sides, and they're bottomless. So once you run out, you're like, I need some more, and they give you more. I just went with old school French fries, and I noticed as we were getting sat, the hostess took us to our table, and the table that they put us next to, they had like this little square bowl that was probably about, I would probably say about that thick. Probably about that thick. I'd say about that thick. And they had like some kind of like cheese fondue dipping sauce. And so I was like, light bulb, light bulb. I'm gonna ask the waitress for something. If she says no, cool. If she accepts it, even cooler. Um, so she walks up and she's like, okay, what can I get y'all? And I ended up getting the Monster Burger, which was actually my first time getting that. It's pretty good. It's a double cheeseburger with sweet relish and mayo and bacon, and it was try it. The Monster Burger is fantastic. And then she's like, okay, so what side can I get you? And I was like, I'll take fries. Just give me bottomless fries. And she said, okay, do you want any dipping sauces? I said, yes. And I have a weird request for you. She said, okay, yeah, what's going on? Can I help you? And I said, because there's a picture of it on the menu also. I pointed to the bowl. I pointed to the little saucer and I said, can you get me that full of the campfire sauce? And she's like you could tell she kind of hesitated. And I was like, just give me a bowl of that campfire sauce and you and I are going to be good friends, Debbie. You and I, look at me. You and I are going to be best friends if you can get that. If you can't get it, no big deal. It's fine. You know, we're cool. But if you can get it, we going to be best friends. And she's like, I'll see what I can do. And I'm like, that's the spirit, Debbie. So I go to the restroom to wash up because we were in the yard all day. So I washed my hands and, washed my face. And I came back and there it was, sitting right in my spot. Just the Holy Grail filled with campfire sauce. And if you guys don't know what campfire sauce is, look it up. Red Robin's campfire sauce is the closest to crack cocaine I think I will ever get in this lifetime. It's better than Mac sauce, in my opinion. And so my wife was like, you got to eat that entire thing. She's like, you can't just order it and not eat it all. So you got to eat that entire thing. I'm like, and then so she looks over at me and then she looks at the little thing. She's like, didn't make much progress, just being a shit. And I was like, I've only eaten 3 French fries. So it got to the point where I was even dipping my burger in it, and I was dipping my fries, dipping my fries, dipping my fries. And then after a while, I got tired of dipping my fries, so I just grabbed a fork and I just submerged it in the sauce, and then would eat the 1 fry at a time. And I did it. I ate the entire thing, and it was just like, wow, because that was a lot of sauce that I just consumed. And then they even gave me a little side of it for my burger. And my wife was like, man, give me that one. Like, over here hogging all the campfire sauce. She's like, man, just give me that little saucer. And so she just took the little one and left me with, to my own vices, with the little square dish, which no regrets whatsoever, not one letter. If you caught that reference, I'm your best friend, and you're my best friend. So that was my experience last night at Red Robin. Yum. And I guess also a little bit of a morbid story about Red Robin that I here in town is we actually had an employee at Red Robin shoot himself and killed himself in the kitchen during a shift. And they had to close it down for a hot minute. I guess it takes a while to get blood off the floors and the ceilings and off the restaurant equipment and stuff like that. So don't know the full story. It's just one of those things where you just see it and people start talking about it. And that was definitely like a oh shit moment. Like, that guy literally just capped himself on the clock. I mean, good on him. I don't know if he was trying to send a message or, what he was doing, but that's brutal, man. That is brutal. So, just thinking about that. Every time I walk in, I'm like, and I eat, and I always think in my head, it's not bad for a place where a guy shot himself in the kitchen. And I said that out loud once to my friend, my wife's wife, Jess, and she's like, wait, what? It's just a conversation piece, you pick it up from one area and you put it to the next, and you're like, this is part of the conversation now. A guy shot himself in the kitchen once. And so Red Robin's one of those things where I always forget it exists because it's in a weird part of town. It's way past the mall, and it's like legitimately, other than a gas station, it's like the last place where you can get decent food in Amarillo. If you're going towards Albuquerque, that way, going towards Albuquerque that way, it's like the last restaurant, like in Amarillo. It's like, bye, we'll see you in a bit, unless you want to stop for like gas station pizza, or there's a place in Bushland, which is a little town outside of Amarillo that has a couple of places to eat. One of them being a Dollar General. I heard they got good grub there. Anyway, they do have a place called Joe's, and it's like a pizza, pasta, Italian American place. But yeah, I always forget about it because it's on the other side of the freeway next to the Jimmy John's that I used to work at, and it's good. It's good. It's just one of those restaurants you just forget about. It's like Arby's. It's like Arby's has all these good things on the menu, and like it happens at work all the time. Like I'll come in with an Arby's bag for me and my wife, and then like my coworker Carol's like, I always forget about Arby's, and I always forget about how good it is. Speaking of Arby's, they need to bring back the Big Montana. If you never had the Big Montana, also Google that. Google campfire sauce and Google the Big Montana from Arby's. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to talk about is the music challenge, which today the music challenge of the day is name a song that everybody should know. And I chose In the End by Black Veil Brides. It is a good song. It is a uplifting song. It is a, fist up your enemy's ass type of song that you can just crank it all the way up, roll down the windows, and just cruise down the street. Just in the end. It's a good song. The music video is kind of cool. It's very interesting, very Mad Max, apocalypse, nuclear holocaust type of thing. It's actually pretty freaking cool. And Black Veil Brides is just one of those bands that's like very underrated in my opinion. Discovered them a few years back, about 2012, 2013, and I haven't looked back since. And they got some good music. So In the End by Black Veil Brides. If you haven't listened to it, check it out. If you haven't listened to Black Veil Brides, check them out. But anyway, guys, that's all I really got for you. We're actually going to go rewatch Stranger Things from the beginning, from the Old Testament of Stranger Things, season 1. So guys, thank y'all so much once again for dropping by. I greatly appreciate y'all. Please participate in the polls. Please leave comments, like the video, share the video, however you see fit. And always remember my little piglets, Colin Pork Chop loves y'all the most. Y'all take it easy, guys, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye, guys.